Here we go. I can talk you through the classes. So the Shaman is banned on Forsen's side, while Eloise, also the Shaman is banned. So both Shamans banned. And here we go. It's the Reno log first. And as mentioned by Eloise, it's most likely the game of the game. These two players have played a couple of times in the past. Like Seed Story Cup, and I think the last matchup they played was ATLC, and I'm not completely sure because I haven't seen it, but I think Forsen won, so maybe he has the upper hand here as well. And this kind of looks like a very aggressive build of the Pirate Warrior, so most likely no dragons in there, as we can see. Yeah, pirates, here we go. And yeah, Eloise now, she could coin out a 2-drop, so it's 2-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop.
Suspect when it comes to the matchups, right?
Yeah.
Warlock versus Warrior, nothing new, but at the same time, it's Eloise with the Warlock, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Bans are Shamans again, wow!
Yeah, Shaman dance.
I'm actually quite surprised by that, you know? Because I feel like Shamans are really not that powerful nowadays. I mean, they are just better decks than that. But yet you still see like the bans being done by Reflex from the previous metagame, right? But enough about that. The turn 1 Dirty Rat was nuts. It took a Heroic Strike, a minion, and a durability point of a weapon. There's an insane value when it comes to a 2-mana card being played on turn 1, and the Warrior is actually now on just 2 cards in hand. Well, it's turn 2.
Turn 2, 2 cards. He will draw one though, but yeah, total mana is only 6 in his hand, now 7. And yeah, and those first made out of the Dirty Rat, that's not something you're gonna win the game with.
Yeah, definitely true. And now it really doesn't look good for Forsen with this opening, and especially now after turn 3 for Eloise, because I'm 100% sure that you will go with the Ink Gang boss on turn 3, which guarantees another trade and spawning more minions, which can then trade with new minions. So that's kind of like an insane cycle.
Yeah, that's such an important card.
Never mind that, because this is the best answer that you could have got right now for that imp.
Yeah, so okay, down to 21, but that's not enough most likely. But we can see the weapon and the upgrade, so that can be tough for the Reno lock here.
It's an awkward turn for Eloise though. I feel like this is the turn when you need to play Mind Control tech. It's very unlikely that the opponent will have 4 minions on the board anyway. You are sure, almost sure, that the 2 cards left in the hand for Forsen are not minions, because first of all, Dirty Rat took 1 minion already. The 2 in the previous turn, in 2 previous turns, the cards were not being used from the left side of the hand, so you kind of get more informations, and you can keep the Squire for Shadow Flaming and killing to kill both Pirate and the Corcoran Elite on 10-5. So I would actually like to see the MC deck right now.
Yeah, but the question is, you can play both minions, so should you do it, or should you just keep the 1-drop here together with Shadow Flame?
If you want to have something for the next turn, I would have capped the Squire for the Shadow Flame next turn, because you still don't have answer to the board state. I mean, in this situation, Forsen will not trade at all, so the Shadow Flame can be used, but then still there's a second weapon attack that is waiting for you.
Yeah, and that's so much damage already. But what are your options here? I think you have to play, you have to clear the board, right? Unless...
Well, you can go for MC Tech and Sunfield Protector, which is a better option than just Shadow Flaming this turn, because you need to have something that will just take the swing out of the Arcanine Reaper. The bad thing for Eloise is the fact that the Bloodsail Courser will just add another 6 points of damage possible for the next turn, so that's horrible for her, and without Reno Jackson next turn, it might look pretty damn grim.
Yeah, exactly.
So is it a Reno Jackson? No, it's not. And even with the Shadow Flame now, it doesn't really clear the board, so I don't see a way out. You can get another taunt, but then the taunt gets killed because it's only a 2-3, and the axe swings to your face and you just die.
Yeah, sad story. End of story.
Yeah. So the end for the Warlock is near. Is there any tap that can help here? Any tap? Acelink Swamp Boost gives you 6 health, but still doesn't deal with the board state.
Yeah, and that's it. Yeah.
Hellfire wasn't enough. Just like
Hellfire kills you also.
yeah, Demon Wrath doesn't deal with the board state as well. Doesn't deal with the weapon at the time. So you still have that 6 damage facing you. So I guess there was no real out for Eloise at that point. So Reno Warlock is knocked out, which is nuts when you think about it.
Yeah,
one of the best decks.
In this matchup, it's all about can you raise down the Reno lock fast enough? Has he Reno, or she in this case? And yeah, he managed to take the first win, which is quite important. And now we're going into the mirror match, but most likely it won't be a mirror because we already see the Draconid Crusher.
So this means Eloise is playing a more mid-range version of the Pirate Dragon Warrior, and Forsen went with the all-in strategy of Bloodseed Cultist and Crocodile leads Floating Berserkers and stuff like that. No 1-drops for Forsen, which is kind of fortunate in this scenario because the Finley would have killed most of the 1-drops. Steady Shot is available.
Yeah.
Shapeshift as well. Those are the only 2 options you want to consider.
The thing is, normally I think you would go for the Shapeshift every time to just deal with all the early minions and get health back. Right? But on the other hand, you have Ensort's First Mate already to deal with the 1-drops, and you haven't seen any 1-drops yet. But still, it gives you the health back, so you take it.
Alright, so it seems 10-1. Nothing is happening for Forsen. Even if he wants to coin out anything, that will be a heroic strike to deal with a Finley, but then you still miss turn 2. So that doesn't feel good at all.
Yeah, and killing Finley in turn 2 as an aggressive deck, that's no option here. And yeah, so Patches comes down, goes face. That's the place. And it's looking kind of grim because he wasn't able to play like anything yet.
The Floating Berserker is a big roadblock though, because this is one of the minions that can't really be ignored, and that means Eloise will have most likely to trade with it, but she draws his own Floating Berserker, and that's one of the best answers right now. Maybe not an answer, but it's the best solution to get something out of this situation.
Yeah, especially just look at her hand. It's turn 3, turn 4, turn 5, turn 6, all lined up already, and only minions.
2 unnecessary damage to the face. Because she could have started with the attack of the weapon.
Yeah.
But to be honest, let's give ourselves slack. She had really a rough travel here.
Yeah, but then Finley dies, and look at him.
Oh yeah, right.
Let him
Good
live.
point.
Let him live.
Well,
but yeah,
we didn't see any kind of 1-drops yet played, right? So
yeah, but still it will come in handy when the first pirate.
Yeah, you're
comes
right. Yeah, you're definitely right.
But you were talking about her traveling.
Oh, yeah.
She had issues stuck in Turkey,
her flight got cancelled. She got stuck in Turkey, and because of the fact that she's from China, she didn't have a visa for Turkey, because why would you have a visa for Turkey when you're not staying there? So she couldn't go to the hotel that was given her, so she had to stay at the airport, which is terrible, to be honest, and I feel sorry for her. Well, but that's the life of a gamer, right? Sometimes happens.
Yeah, sometimes bad luck. Okay, just like playing the curve, going face, and you're in such a good spot here because you're the slower leg, and yeah, you're making the pace here.
The Twilight Guardian is just stopping everything. An ideal scenario to deal with it, it's an Arcanid Reaper, but it's then 4, not 5, and second of all, there's not even an Arcanid Reaper in opponent's hand. First Pirate is being played on turn 4, which is actually also a very good point to show how Patches is important in this deck, because it just buffed the Floating Berserker damage by 2, just like that.
Just like immediately.
Yeah, so now you played a 3-mana 4/4 minion that can be bigger, and you dealt one damage to your opponent's minion. Zero investment, apart from the fact that you had to play Auto Pirate, and yet it buffed your board significantly.
Yeah.
So it's one of the reasons why Patches is so powerful. It's just a free card that has synergy with the deck. It's quite insane. When Bloodsteel Courser just gets additional synergy from Patches as well, so you don't need to be worried that there's that your own Empire would die because you just get 2.
Yeah. It looked so strong before the expansion came out, just on paper, but in practice it's even stronger. Look, pushing space damage here.
Third 13 Berserker died this game.
Damn.
They die so fast. 10-5. No Arcane of the Reaper. The Corcoran Lid needs to deal with the Twilight Guardian, but now it's starting to look very steep for Forsen. Every single minion that will get played by Eloise now will most likely outclass the minions from Forsen, so it will be pretty hard to catch up, especially since Eloise is at 23 health.
Yeah, pushing phase to player 9-9. That's good enough, because next turn you have potential lethal already in hand. But yeah, it's just like a strange world where the faster warrior has the priest ability and it has to heal up because he's fallen behind.
Yeah, he can push now for damage and still stop the Draconite Crusher from attacking phase, at least in the theory. But we know that there's a Corcoran Elite that just can deal with the taunt and then smash the phase for 9 damage, and that will make Forsen trade, but he's not even available to put that many points of damage into the Draconite Crusher.
I think he could kill it with the weapon, but yeah,
then he dies. So doesn't feel like an option.
Yeah.
Another taunt will be handy here.
Nope.
So I guess that's the end for Warriors live for the Forsen side.
Yeah,
1-1.
Still he managed to take the first win, and especially like the arena lock, it's such an important win just to start the series. Especially in LHS, if you win the first one, then like the counter queuing starts, and you're in a good spot because you still got one deck more to counter queue.
Yep, that's true. I'm kind of surprised. Still thinking about the Shaman. I feel like the Shaman is not really that impactful in LHS, at least nowadays with the ways the whole decks are built. But at the same time, now we see that Forsen is also playing a rogue, so maybe that's the reason why he banned the Shaman, just not to play, against dual hammers, possible dual hammers.
And you also don't want to play the Pirate Warrior against the Shaman, so I understand the ban here.
All right, because he was playing the more aggressive version. Makes sense,
exactly.
Right. Okay, Eloise still on the Warrior.
Oh, more pirates to come.
But is this an aggressive version? I feel like it is, because there's the there's the Buccaneer with the second Buccaneer that buffs up the weapon. Too bad he doesn't have the coin, so he can coin out another 1-drop and then buff the weapon to a 2-2. That would have been nuts.
Yeah, that would have been awesome. But it's good enough, right?
So this is a good question. Do you coin out Fear War Axe?
Yeah, you have to.
Because you can get it also patches, but then your minion is still a 1-2, and if your opponent will just dagger up, he trades, and that's terrible. So you have to go for the weapon, but then Forsen will use the tech, which is a Acidic Swamp Ooze, to kill the Fear War Axe. Interesting hand. 2 backstabs and a Buccaneer.
Yeah, 2 backstabs.
Oh my, a Gromash! That's something we didn't see a long time in any warrior. Even in Contra Warriors, you don't even play Gromage that often nowadays.
Yeah, but it's basically a tempo deck, so you could play it. It was played before the new expansion came out, so yeah, you can still do it. I think she has 2 slam here. Yeah, she kills it. Fairy Dragon is just doing the same, but only 1 turn afterwards. So Buccaneer into the hero power, and here we go. The damage train started going face.
And there's no good way of dealing with the pirates right now. You're very retroactive as Eloise, so it doesn't look good. I feel like you need to play the Fairy Dragon here as well. But then it dies to the weapon.
Yeah, but I think it's fine here. Because all you need to do is establish bot control. Oh,
What
that's
a
strong.
draw! That is actually perfect. Now the patch is still alive, is a formidable 2-1 creature that puts some pressure.
Oh, no.
A free turn? Oh, Eloise can't really feel good about that. That's
Okay,
disastrous.
at
Maybe
least
not
you-
disastrous, but if Forsen picks up a minion here, it's not a minion. Okay, so that's good for Eloise, because she skipped a turn, but Forsen didn't get to actually develop anything.
Yeah, but he can still equip the dagger and go phase. But Eloise's next turn is just so clean. Blackwing Corruptor onto the Saucy.
The Saucy Captain,
Yeah.
it will die. Patches is reduced to 1-1, so basically got healed in return, but still not that impactful. Okay, Leroy Jenkins, you know that the opponent didn't have anything for 10-4. That means he has more expensive cards. More expensive cards can be Crashers, can be
Azure Drake.
Azure Drake, right? Another Corruptor. It's not a Twilight Guardian. So if you go for the Leroy Jenkins this turn, you're able to deal with everything basically, because you can trade with Patches and the hero. But he goes instead for the Eviscerate.
Clearing the minion here.
I was thinking like maybe you can use the backstabs to kill the whelps and just deal the 6 damage with the Leroy Jenkins to put pressure on board and still count on the fact that the opponent doesn't have an answer
Yeah.
to the minion, right? Because he has only expensive cards in hand.
Yeah, true.
And there was no Corcoran lead back then in the hand.
And but maybe he thinks so many cards being in the hand, like the blank turn 4, maybe there are answers in the hand. But still, you can still do it next turn, right?
But then you are aware that the opponent got 2 new cards, so that's gonna be an answer to Leroy. We'll see.
Yeah, but it's not too bad to play it into your opponent's turn 7, because if Eloise plays Curator, we don't actually know, then she can't really play it on curve into the Leroy.
So Leroy or Chieftain? Chieftain just dies to the Crusher, so it gets you +1 net damage, while Leroy just hits to the face.
Hitting face is always fine, right?
Yep. Seems like a good option. And now the question is, do you want to use 1 backstab? And I think 1 backstab is the answer. Because 1 whelp is not enough to kill Leroy. And if you want to trade with the Draconic Crusher with Leroy, that's fine. You just killed a 6/6 minion and you dealt 6 damage to the face.
Yeah, but maybe you can trade it off, because then like your patches will survive most likely, and patches means 2 damage with the hand card. So that's also a possibility, especially if the warrior is down to 6 HP.
Now we have another way of answering the situation. It looks very clean. Corcoran Elite, Blood to Ichor, kill the Leroy Jenkins with Blood to Ichor and the Whelp, armor up, kill the 1/1 with the Corcoran Elite, deal 6 damage to the face.
Yeah, and now his play kind of backfires, because Blood to Ichor can kill off Leroy now. Wouldn't have been possible unless you play it together with the Azure Drake.
Now the question is, will he kill the Patches with the Corcoran Elite? I feel like he should.
Yeah.
And it's the trade for free. A powerful minion trades into Patches, a free card.
Yeah, you're aiming for the turn like lethal in 2 turns. So no matter if he trades or not, he is 1 turn faster. So she actually, Eloise.
1 damage to the face, 2 pirates on board. But now that you know that the Leroy Jenkins was already played, there's no way that the rogue can kill you with 1 card.
Yeah, especially not the pirate rogue.
Yeah.
No crazy stuff going on.
Unless Swashbuckler
Yes.
into Mortal Strike.
Into Mortal Strike, right?
But now it's not in range of Mortal Strike.
Yeah.
It's 2 damage too much. Sorry, not enough to damage.
Yeah, and basically that's it. Only 1 little pirate, and
Eloise takes the 3rd game, 2-1. Pirate is on only let's say on fire right now, because the portrait of the warrior is on fire literally, and she will have to play against what was the last class, the warlock. So maybe we'll see the same scenario as with Forsen playing warrior against Eloise, but the thing is, Forsen was playing different warrior. But now the opener kind of looks the same. So
Yeah, that's a strong opener. The only question is, do you want to keep both pirates? Which could be fine, yeah.
I feel you have to, because the thing is, Small-Time Buccaneer gets buffed if you have the weapon, right? And you don't have the weapon without the first mate right now. By the way, look at that, 2 mountain giants.
Yeah, I'm kind of speechless right now.
How the hell that happened? Is he playing Reno Jackson with just 2 mountain giants and he wants to draw 1?
It could be that he's just a regular handlock, or that
Regular handlock. What does that mean? Does he play molten giants?
I'm actually not considering it because the other cards he's playing, I'm not sure. But
maybe it's just a mid-rangey warlock. I don't know.
Oh, he misclicked building the decks.
Maybe. Might be. I mean, who knows, right?
Yeah, but perhaps he plays 1 card 2 off.
Yeah, this is why I was wondering. Maybe it's just a double mountain giant because it increases the chances against druids and increases the chances in mirror match, right? Because the Reno Jackson is not that important in those matchups, while having a mountain giant is sometimes win or lose.
Yeah, exactly. And Slam is perfectly fine here. You cycle a card, you kill off the Doomsayer. Next turn, yeah, you can still draw a dragon and play dragons on curve, the Guardian.
You can still get a 1-drop out of the draw? No.
But it's the Drake. And here we go.
I don't think I would even consider maybe playing 1-drop here because it's coin Hellfire time or even Demon Wrath.
Yeah, but if he coin Hellfires, you're completely fine.
Okay, so this is definitely not Arena Warlock. This is the second Mortal Coil that we have seen. Interesting. I would really have to ask Forsen what is the deal with this deck.
Yeah. We don't have the deck list, so we are in the same spot than you guys out there. Twilight Guardian.
Basically will be a different type of handlock.
It's handlock time again.
Yeah. So now Mountain Giant will go down. Without executes, that's actually a huge problem for Eloise to deal with. You should probably just ignore it. And yeah. That's about it. Eloise now thinks about attacking with the weapon. The thing is, like, if she attacks with the weapon, then she needs to play a few Warracks next turn. Otherwise, the Buccaneer deals 1 less damage, and that's kind of not what you want to do. But then you can't play Azure. I feel like keeping actually the weapon here is great because you play on curve with the Azure.
Yeah, but you can deal 9 damage. So she's like whether I could go for the kill before Reno. And text their approach, most likely. Nope.
Okay, she goes for the Azure instead. Interesting because that results in 2 less damage. And
basically, yes, yeah.
I'm not sure what's the point. Maybe she just changed her mind.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Have to be the fact that she just changed her mind. Otherwise, you probably went for the Fear Dragon and the Fear Warracks.
But how could the 8/8 just change your mind here?
I'm not sure. Okay, turn 5 for Forsen. He can go for the second giant, still for 4 mana, and then coin out. Maybe not coin out. You can just play Mistress of Mixture, because now the Doomsayer is not really something that you want to play at all. I feel like this is the play. Second.
I just want to see the face of Eloise if he just plays the second Mountain Giant.
I mean, she saw 2 Mortal Coils, right? So, if she's paying attention, of course, then she should know already that it is not a Reno Warlock.
Yeah, but there are possibilities.
There's a Mistress. Twilight Guardian is getting killed. Corcoran Elite. Well, the thing is, the Crusher is actually bigger than the Giant.
Oh, she's she's one off. Is that right?
7,
6, 10, 14. Yeah,
7,
she's 1
8.
damage off lethal.
No, it's 15. 3 damage from X, 3 damage from 6, 10. No, it's 14. Never mind.
It's 14.
Yeah.
It's 10 and 4. Yeah, so close. But after seeing the second giant and double mortal coil, maybe you could consider just going face here. But then still you expect some kind of heal or taunt.
But then your only way of killing your opponent will be if you Warx next turn, because you don't have any kind of charge.
Yeah, and there's still like the death
And
rattle
the Mistress
effect.
of Mixture is just healing you out of range of your Warx. So I don't see a point in playing the Corcoran Elite. It feels like you need to play Dragon Crusher or Twilight Guardian and Fairy Dragon.
Maybe you can be.
But look at that. The one mana, the one durability point used for the face damage resulted in 4 less damage. She would have actually won right now.
Yeah,
if
she would have
wouldn't
killed.
lose the weapon.
Yeah, exactly. And she didn't seem to be quite happy about her play here. Because, yeah, Forsen's just able to clear off the board here. And
I'm quite surprised actually she did trade.
Yeah, she's...
Because the thing is, in this situation when you see that it's a hand lock, it's not a Reno lock, you have bigger chances of actually finishing up the game. Because you don't have to worry about heal of 27. Or something like that, ridiculous amount. So,
Yeah.
And now she will be always on the back foot. Always.
Yeah, and you don't want to be in the back foot against yeah, that kind of warlock. And she's just face palming and yeah.
I think she might just recalled the situation with the weapon.
Yes.
Like, no, that was lethal.
No.
Missed
I
lethal.
could have ended it here, Forsen.
So seems like Forsen will be on the top here in this matchup, unless no, because the Crusher is still a 6/6 now. I mean, still, it's back to its reverse state,
Yeah.
the original 6/6 stats, and that is quite problematic because now it doesn't counter a giant. It just dies 1/1, and the giant already took 1 card with it alongside. So the Twilight Guardian was dead due to an attack from the giant.
No. No, let's go. Smart. It's a little bit too late here, I feel like.
I think so as well.
Yeah, I can clear... You can just clear the board, heal up and stuff like that. Oh, Bran.
Brand heal for 6. Or to what else?
Yeah, or... Yeah.
Nah, that's basically the option here. He still has coin, actually.
Can play both. If he wants to.
I feel like you should.
Yeah, it's quite a perfect play here, right?
Too bad you can't play that Reliquary Seeker right now. 1 more minion. Wow!
With Bran.
When you think about it, the Void Walker is actually pretty nuts as well. Because that just soaks at least 3 points of damage. Like,
Yeah.
at least.
At least. Yeah, healing up, trading off the board. No, going face.
I think that's
Yeah,
the correct
she's-
choice.
yeah,
8
yeah,
damage
of
to the
course,
face
of
now
course.
when you already have 12, 14, 16, 19 damage on board, and you can still draw a Hellfire, an example, or maybe he plays Fellfire Potion as well. That means lethal.
Yeah. You don't have to coin into Jiraxis into yeah, face weapon damage option anymore, but so many outs here.
So Grom is an option. You can trade with Bran, deal 3 damage to the face.
Yeah, but you
But
won't get back the board at any
There's
state
no
of the
way.
game.
I don't see a way of Eloise winning this game.
I think
It's just too far away.
I think she has just to go to push for face, because if you don't get the board anymore, so
There's only one way. If she plays Inner Rage. Because then if she has a Inner Rage, I was thinking about the Alexstrasza champion this turn to put Forsen on 10. Then still have an answer to a small taunt with the weapon,
Oh,
and if you draw an Enrage, then it can charge for 10, for 12 actually.
he's just like, should I play Siphon Soul on the 9/9 or not?
I guess that's a good choice. And you can still play Reliquary Seeker alongside Voidwalker to get it to a 5/5. So that's kind of nuts as well.
There's Bran actually, so it's even bigger. It's 9/9 then.
Oh yeah, it's actually 9/9, yeah.
Yeah, that's...
But he goes for the ACD Swampus, a no cute play right here. Kinda sad, because now we will not see the Reliquary Seeker as a 9/9.
Yeah, I don't think we will see anything in this game left.
Black Corruptor and a concede goes from Eloise 2/2/2.
Yeah.
Forsen is on the roll right now, and he is actually playing a handlock.
Yeah. And
Who would have thought?
yeah, but she could have won if she played it differently.
A little bit differently when it comes to the ordering, when it comes to the weapons. Holding it back for one turn, not dealing the one additional damage, could have resulted in 4 more damage at least, and maybe would have made her not trade into the giant, which would result in even more damage.
Yeah, but now her task is to get over the last game and yeah, just straight into next one.
Yeah, and look at that.
Druid.
Eloise is actually playing another deck that we didn't see. Arcane Giant Druid, so I'm guessing this has also Malgos. And not sure if it's playing Aviana, but I'm guessing it's not, because instead of Aviana and Kun, you play Arcane Giants. So interesting choice. I would say that Forsen will have an upper hand here in this matchup, just because of the fact that that he plays 2 Twilight Drakes, 2 Mountain Giants. And look at that, he has already the Twilight Drake and the Mountain Giant. Second Mountain Giant, that's like nuts in this matchup. Druid has nothing apart from mulch against those minions, and I don't even know if Eloise plays mulch. She can get it one. There's a naturalize. It can help. She saw 2 giants, right?
Yeah, she has to take it. Oh, no, damn.
Easy choice for Forsen now.
Easy life tap.
Tap, turn 3 tap, turn 4 Mountain Giant.
Turn 5 fun.
Yeah. And let's see what will Eloise do. She can...
Yeah.
Play as a Drake on turn 2, but that's kind of sad because you know that your opponent is actually playing Handlock, so he might have 1 of 2 Shadow Bolts in his deck, and not just 1. Yeah. So there's there's a bigger probability of just losing that Azure Drake to a single card. So then the Innervate kind of pays for the 1 card draw from Azure Drake, and that's not really great.
Oh,
there's the Kun, okay.
There's the Kun.
So she needs to play Aviana, I'm guessing, as well.
Yeah, yeah. You just can't play Kun without Aviana, can you?
Now it's Twilight Drake time. It's kinda big. It doesn't die to Azure Drake. Both are blue, but the Azure Drake is just inferior when it comes to stats to the Twilight Drake. I still remember the time when Twilight Drake was a 1/1 minion with a battle cry plus 1 HP and attack for each card. It was broken.
Yes.
It just played a 8/8, 9/9 minion. Just for 4 mana, you know, just like Mountain Giants, but you had more of them.
Yeah, you had just basically 4 of them, right?
Yeah, kind of nuts when you think about it. And now Eloise is thinking about naturalizing this. Oh man, this will not end well. If she naturalizes, she can't play the Azure Drake. If she can't play the Azure Drake, that means she's behind on the board, basically. Because now he just can't hero power. I mean, okay, maybe not literally behind the board, because still she has the Azure Drake 1 on board. But for Forsen now, what are the options? He can go actually like this. You can go for the Shadow Bolt into Doomsayer, so you prevent your opponent from dropping any minions. So in the next turn you can play a Giant, and
yeah, but what minions do you expect? You only expect the Drake next turn, so wouldn't be too bad. Overdraw.
Overdraw by Forsen.
Yeah.
Well, Naturalize did that.
Yeah.
So nothing that Forsen could have done about it.
No, I'm not playing around Naturalize.
Yeah, of course you can't really play around Naturalize, because this card will only appear if it's being drawn from Raven Idol. And that happened here.
Oh, he got a Mortal Coin?
Yeah, but he can't use it this turn.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe the coin here, just a Drake. It's kind of bad here. You could also Pharaoh Rage and clear off the board, but yeah, you should be the faster deck. I'm not too sure because she obviously plays the combo, how it turns out in this particular matchup, because she could just go for the OTK in the end. I'm kind of surprised how that will work. Maybe also you could also play the Emperor. I think the cards are kind of valuable you got, but I'm not too sure about the combo then.
Well, it's only one spell left, and she used one Innervate. It's a hard thing to estimate that because we don't know exactly the deck list. But well, Emperor on 10-5, I guess that's never bad, right?
Yes, especially if you're a druid.
Second Mountain Giant can be played. Well, okay, let's think about it, because the Shambler can actually be played here for 4 mana and will get the same stats as the Mountain Giant. But if you play the second giant and it dies, then you don't really get the same stats from Shambler again. Alright, Shadow Ball to deal with the Azodrake. One of the giants will deal with the Emperor. Makes it clean to use the mana. Fair Rage will deal with one of the giants. I feel like that. Oh man! Okay, so this is like a really interesting deck. There's a Jade Idol as well. So maybe Eloise is just playing only Jade Idols in this deck.
Just to cycle them in the end?
It acts as an engine for both Auctioneer and for the Archon Giants. So you get the Archon Giants lower on stats, I mean lower on cost, while kind of drawing cards all the time with Auctioneer, right?
Yeah, and I'm kind of wondering if she what else she plays beside the Jades, the Idols. If they're like I think like the Blossom might be there. It's kind of good to ramp up. And Twilight Drake comes down. Here we go. Trades off the board. And Twilight Drake together with Bran. That's a powerhouse. So maybe she gets the cycling done now.
Okay, well, how do you deal with a 4/15 minion? Second Archon Giant, okay.
Do you hear the sound as well?
Yes.
Is it production?
You can get a second shot, but there's a 4/15. How can you actually deal with that? I'm just thinking how Eloise might be winning this game anymore, because I don't feel like you can go through those minions. She used one Raven Idol for the Natural Rise, and Bran is just doing insane work. Okay, Jade Blossom is another engine for the Jade Golems, but it feels like Eloise just crammed everything into this deck, you know?
Yes. I wonder what she doesn't play, actually, from what we've seen.
So one Jade Idol here basically acts like an Innervate for the Archon Giants. So they will be costing 7. So she can go for Jade Idol into both giants, which is nice, because it puts 2 8/8 minions on board and a 1/1.
Yes, and the oh, now you got me. You got me with the 1/1, but yeah, she's cycling.
Oh, she's just cycling.
Job done. So
Well,
button is
I
green.
guess she doesn't die in the next turn.
Not yet.
But if you play giants next turn, then you die. So
Yeah,
that's kind of odd. Another Dark Peddler. What are the options? Young Dragonhawk. And an Archon Giant. My god. Abusive Sergeant will definitely help killing the Auctioneer.
yeah. And
But I
it's
would
just
really like to
enough.
see Forsen setting up lethal for next turn. So you can 10 damage, go with the 10 damage to the face. Or use the Abusive Surge is actually plus 4 damage.
He's going for the young Dragonhawk into abuses Sergeant kill, it seems
My
like.
god, that's so fancy. I mean,
yes.
that
I
is
love
super
it.
fancy. But he doesn't have space to play the abusive sergeant.
Yeah, not yet. Not yet.
You think Eloise has a way of dealing with the board?
Maybe she just concedes, so we'll never see it happen.
Yeah.
Ah, feels bad.
Okay, but Forsen actually got me with this handlock. It's so different from what we have seen so far in this tournament. I'm actually wondering if it's a deck that can work. You know?
Well, it did work out for him, so he managed to get most likely his second win in the series here. And I'm kind of surprised with the deck.
It's true. I'm kind of surprised by Eloise Druid as well. Now Kun will replenish the mana and she's drawing cards, but maybe she's running a Taunt Giver.
Double swipe.
She can play one, and that's about it.
Yeah.
And kills the Bran, I guess.
And the young Dragonhawk.
Oh no!
So you won't see it again.
Oh no.
no.
Maybe Healing Touch for heal for 8. Play one Giant alongside it. Lunar Vision, Fire Rage. Wait, she chose Living Roots?
Why?
Okay, I guess. I mean, there's no way she can survive this anyway.
Yeah, okay.
So, second match of Group C. Forsen's taking it 3-2. Interesting game.